hold on, before you go live.
Already.
Oh, JK, I'll talk to you about it later.
Tweeting about it now.
Okay.
Oh, dude, have you seen our Twitter? I like retweeted so much good content.
No, I've been too busy.
Oh my
I
god.
haven't been like on my phone in a while.
Dude, I found all of these NSFW artists and I retweeted so much of their stuff, but I didn't want to RT any of like the super smutty stuff in case like people didn't sign up for that.
Why not?
It's so smut. Oh my god, it's so good, dude. Like there's this one, I guess their name is like Nine Moon, like WXYM0910. They do such good smut. Like, literally go to our Twitter, scroll down, look for that username, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this is great. Go to their page and be like, wait, what the fuck? There is so much smut here. It's so gratuitous. It's ridiculous. It's great. And they started doing 1,000 Autumns smut. It's
that. Oh my god.
Good stuff. So yeah, I was just on a kick of scrolling through their feed.
I'm on Twitter and it's like content warning, nudity.
It's more than nudity. It's way more than nudity. Woo! Anyway, so
the sad one with fucking Wei Ying.
I know.
After he got the fucking tattoo. Stop.
I know. There's such good. I retweeted so much good stuff lately onto our Twitter. It's hard for me to like find time to do it.
Oh, I already follow this person. Oh my god.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. Tangiri said that he showed it to his aunt. Oh my god.
Good. Yes. Spread it. Spread the smut.
Okay, let me record Zencaster. Let me open up our show notes for episode 43. Woo!
43.
Oh my god. Okay. Hi everybody. How's it going?
Hello.
Welcome to the stream.
Hi Tangurius.
Oh, did Gabby? I didn't retweet. Hold on, let me retweet our stuff.
I just retweeted it. I just did the thing. Oh, so like my eyes finally healed enough that I can wear makeup, but I can't wear contacts yet. So, but progress.
When can you wear contacts? By SumiCon?
Yeah, by SumiCon I should definitely be completely healed, because they cut open my eyelid on the inside, and that needs to be completely sealed off. Yeah. So yeah, waiting for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna like I'm super tempted to get the same thing you did, but we'll see, because it's not as I don't have as bad as like the styes aren't as bad, but they do get really annoying, and hot compresses don't work on me for some reason.
Is it well, so there's temporary ones that come and go, and you can use hot compresses to get rid of them, but like after a certain point, if they stay permanent, they're there for life and require surgery.
I know.
So,
I'm like almost there. There's one on this eye that's very prominent and is it takes like nothing
I can't deal with it anymore. I was like, this needs to go. This needs to leave.
Yay, surgery. You hate surgery.
I hate oh my god, the nurse had to hold me down. I was so scared, and like and it hurt so, because they were supposed to give me a Valium an hour before, but they didn't. They gave it to me 20 minutes before, so it didn't kick in.
Oh,
so
no.
I was like very aware of everything that was going on.
Oh,
so
no.
like when they started like injecting things like to numb my eye and like the cut. I was crying. I was like literally
Jenny.
like I was like weeping, like just full on weeping. And the doctor was like, I'm so sorry. It's almost over. And it was just like a very traumatic. I never want to do that ever again.
Oh, poor Jenny.
The thing is, they said that the reason that more people are getting snies recently is because of the masks. Like, the hot air will put bacteria, like, breathe it into your eye, because normally it would go out into the atmosphere, but it's like kind of like it's like going up. So that's why the last few years more people have had, like, I've never had this issue before, and this is like the first time, and it's because of like prolonged mask usage.
Well, that sucks for doctors. I bet doctors go through that all the time then.
Well, they have guards to like stop the air from, you know, but our regular masks, like not all the masks have that. So.
Well, fuck. Okay. Well, good to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how you get screen mission. I'm like the opposite. I'm like, I want to watch this happen. I want to
oh my
watch
God, so
all of it.
afterwards the doctor was like, do you want to see what was pulled out of your eye? And I was like, absolutely not. Throw it away. I just like left. I was like, I can't see. I'm literally crying blood.
Yeah.
Like, there was literally just blood coming down here and here.
That's
like
just so funny.
So
I wish you took selfies.
No. Ma'am, I was just so traumatized. Then like Tracy came over and she was like, "Do you want some gummies?"
Aww, yeah.
I just like, yeah, she hung out with me and
you
then
just zonked out. That's
yeah,
good.
Just zonked out.
Aww, you poor bean.
Never again. Yeah, I bet you would have a much easier time with it.
Oh yeah, I'm like fascinated by medical procedures, and like
so
my
gross.
pain tolerance for cuts is like really high. I just can't stand like massage pain. Massage pain, like oh my God.
That's my favorite.
I hate massage pain. I hate like getting my muscles like pushed on. I hate getting my knots pushed on.
I love that. Well, especially only my neck and my back. Like my neck and my back gets really tense, so like they can squish it all day and like I wouldn't feel anything. But my legs and arms, I'm like really like sensitive, so I'm like, don't touch me there. Only my back.
Yeah, I just don't like anyone touching me. I'm like a please no contact, physical contact. No,
I'm not touch you with needles and sharp scalpels.
There you go.
No
hands. Yeah, no hands. No human objects. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, hi everyone. It's just random.
Okay. Especially we totally talked about random surgery stuff, but whatever.
Especially people listening to the uncut version being like, what the fuck?
Feel like that. You know, sometimes I don't know, maybe they're curious about our lives outside of the podcast.
Yeah. This is your treat for the people who support us on Patreon to listen to the uncut and being like, I wonder what they've been up to. I spent all day baking for my baking stream on Twitch, and I'm so tired now because I realized that I didn't eat any food. Yeah. I didn't eat any food except for the cookies that I made, and the cookies were so sweet that now I'm like having a sugar crash.
That literally happened to me the other day because I spent all morning working on like sewing cosplay, and then I look at the clock and it's like 3 o'clock, and like Monica comes over, and then the first thing we eat is the fucking like crepes, boba, and macarons. Like it's only sugar, and I was like, I need real food in my body right now. Yeah.
Every time I do that, I pass out. I get really tired because the insulin levels can't handle the amount of sugar.
It's like you need something. You need like sustenance.
Yeah. So now I'm going through that right now. I'm like so suddenly like exhausted, lethargic.
Do you have any like carbs?
There's dinner. I'll eat dinner later. Okay. I should have. It's just hard for me to eat before stream.
I ate a banana. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was like, today I just spent the entire day like working on the podcast because I was like super behind on the script. But then I was able to like make some food in between. So
yeah,
I'm fed. Yeah,
that's good.
Last week was the opposite because like Jeff had made you dinner and I was like, I'm starving.
Yeah, we had so much to do last week.
Yeah. I mean, the next few weeks are gonna be kind of like that until we come back from Asia. It's gonna be kind of hectic, you guys.
Oh my God, I'm like not ready. There's just so much. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Tanguria says that your Chobits cosplay looks really good. Yeah, they've touched their heart.
Oh my God, it's like I've always wanted to cosplay Chi, but I was like really intimidated by the wig. But I finally found a technique for making sure the wig is untangled the entire time for like hours.
Yeah.
So I used it and I was like, holy shit, it works. I like shook it and it's like all the way to my knee. That wig is so long.
Well, what was the technique?
Using a steamer on top of the wig conditioner, and then you have to brush it a specific way, like vertically, like holding the brush vertically instead of like. Anyways, the steamer is a miracle worker, and my wig is very, very detangled. Even though it goes all the way to my knee. And I've always wanted to cosplay Chobits, and I was like, I don't want to do Lolita Chobits. I want to do trash Chobits, where she was picked up on the garbage.
So are you going to have prints ready for SumiCon with it?
No, because I'm going to shoot it at Vegas.
Oh, okay. So, I was thinking you could just go find a garbage dumpster pile and then take a picture in it.
That'd be so good. That'd be a good idea. I want to do that, but I don't want to get my cosplay dirty before the con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get a bunch of black trash bags and then
just stuff them in the corner.
Yeah, and then light it like it's nighttime from above, like a street lamp.
I wish I had time to shoot before the con, but I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had to cancel a shoot because I was like, I have to do this after I come back from Korea. There's no way.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, let's start our podcast. Okay. You guys ready? Woo! Okay.
Welcome to BLHQ. I'm Jenny Belly.
And I'm Stella Chu.
This is our weekly podcast breaking down the Danmei web novel Heaven Official's Blessing, written by MXTX. We deep dive a few chapters at a time and discuss themes, cultural backgrounds, and our overall reactions. Spoilers abound and screaming will be had, so you've been warned.
And a recap of last week, Xie Lian picks up the other heavenly officials in a giant statue, but the resentful spirits and lava are quickly catching up to him. The martial gods transform into a giant sword so that Xie Lian can fight against the spirit mountains, but he's quickly running out of spiritual energy. Thankfully, Jun Wu arrives to help them dissipate some of the spirits. White No Face gathers the remaining spirits and sends them to all the major cities to unleash the human face disease. Xie Lian and Hua Cheng decide to go to the capital city since it's the most populated and difficult to deal with. In the city, Xie Lian calls Jun Wu in the communication array and they discuss the suspicious guoshi.
That's the guoshi being really sus, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who is White No Face? Is it the guoshi?
What's going on? So chapter 204, Search for 500, Abrupt Meeting of an Old Friend. Abrupt Meeting with an Old Friend. Xie Lian asks, what did the guoshi want to awaken? But instead of answering, Jun Wu asks, what is it, Shanle? Why did you suddenly bring up your master? Did you run into something inside Mount Tonglu that has to do with him? Xie Lian is about to reply when he suddenly hears a loud noise on the other end. Jun Wu says that he has found the 3 other mountain spirits and he must take care of them first. They'll have to continue their talk later. But he reminds Xie Lian that his master is not a simple character, and if he runs into him again, he must be careful. Then Jun Wu cuts the communication. Xie Lian thinks to himself that just facing one mountain spirit was incredibly difficult, so to face all 3 at once must require immense concentration and strength.
At this point, Hua Cheng and Xie Lian are standing on a wide main street. In the sky are gloomy clouds and black smoke.
Why did I say at this time twice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna...
Ma'am.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, I know. I get it. The resentful spirits in the clouds are unable to enter the royal capital because of the aura of the king within the palace, and the temples around the royal capital are creating a solemn shield. But the shield won't last forever. Hua Cheng says that if they add reinforcements to the shield, it should be enough. But just using talismans or spiritual devices won't work. Xie Lian realizes that the best way to reinforce the shield is... Oh, I see. Xie Lian realizes that the best way to reinforce the shield will be to use people. A lot of people, at least 500. Hua Cheng asks seriously, alive or dead? Xie Lian replies, alive. Ghosts won't do. I need to borrow the spirit and yang energy of the living to strike those resentful spirits away.
And don't forget that men have like yang energy and ghosts have yin energy. And since they cancel each other out, Xie Lian's trying to find a lot of yang energy to like push back the yin energy. Hua Cheng says that the people must be willing volunteers then, and they must have the willpower to protect. If the people have any fear in their hearts, the spirits can take advantage to break through. They must have the courage of soldiers in the front line, determined to win with unending faith. Xie Lian says, can Sanlong find those people? After some thought, Hua Cheng says slowly, Gaga, if you needed the dead, I can bring you however many you need. Involuntary living beings would be easy too. But to find voluntary ones, it won't be easy.
It's like they need like spirit bomb energy, like all the spirits on the earth, please give me your energy. That's basically what needs to happen.
They need voluntary non-dead people.
Yep. Yeah. Hua Cheng also adds There certainly are plenty in the mortal realm who worship the Ghost King, but I know very well that 1, they're only terrified of me, and 2, they want to ask things of me, so they fear and obey me. I can force them with power and tempt them with benefits, but this method probably won't work in finding the people Guga needs. I'm sorry. Xie Lian looks enthralled listening to him speak and replies, "You don't need to apologize. Let's just think of a way together." Hua Cheng says, however, Guga, there's good news. Ahead of us, about 50 feet away around the corner, is a band of living humans.
Xie Lian rushes towards the group of humans, but when they see Xie Lian, they are surprised and shout out. It is a group of cultivators and monks led by the cultivator Heaven's Eye. He's back. The last time he saw them was at that ghost inn. Hua Cheng approaches behind Xie Lian and smiles chillingly. The cultivators jump back in terror. When they saw Hua Cheng last, he was in his child form. They shout out in fear, "Ghost King!" Hua Cheng clicks his tongue in annoyance, but Xie Lian is desperate for living souls and says, "Everyone, you've come right in the nick of time. There's something..."
But before he can finish, the cultivators fall to the ground when Xie Lian raises his arm, and they shout, "Watch out for hidden weapons!" Xie Lian is speechless for a moment, realizing that they are afraid of his meatballs from before. Then he says, "You don't need to be afraid. I don't have any hidden weapons on me. Besides, you forced my hand last time, but I didn't do much of anything to you. Now there's even less reason to." The ghosts find this explanation reasonable and crawl up. The group finds this explanation reasonable and crawl up from the floor, but they still keep their distance with their weapons in hand.
Heaven's Eye comments that the evil essence on Xie Lian's body has gotten worse than before. How did it get so bad? It's so thick that he can barely see Xie Lian's face clearly. Oh my god. Xie Lian flushes red and says, "Let's talk about that later. Everyone, I was observing signs in the night sky and saw some ominous creatures. Have you seen it?" Heaven's Eye replies that, of course he's seen it. Could it have been caused by Hua Cheng? Xie Lian says, of course not. He explains that he and Hua Cheng were brainstorming ideas to reinforce the aura shield of the royal capital.
The cultivators are instantly suspicious. The Ghost King is trying to defend the capital against evil spirits. Why? Hua Cheng grins and says, "It's not out of kind-heartedness. If I wanted to do something to the royal capital, this bit of aura shield has no way of stopping me." Before the monks can react, Xie Lian says, "I faced those creatures in the sky before. Very difficult to deal with. If we let them break through the protective shield of the royal capital and intrude, everything will be thrown into chaos. So I'm seeking help right now to help form an array. I need about 500 people." Heaven's Eye is shocked. 500 people? What kind of array needs so many people?
Xie Lian actually doesn't have the heart to say that 500 is the minimum and 800 would be preferred. The cultivators are also shocked. Could the evil spirits in the sky really be so powerful that they need 500 people to defend against them? After much deliberation, Xie Lian says truthfully, "I can't say for sure. Maybe, maybe not. I'm only 80% sure, since I've never attempted this array before either." This array is only a theory that Xie Lian had come up with after ruminating for 800 years about what should be done if the human face disease were ever unleashed again. He hadn't imagined that he'd actually put this theory into practice.
Heaven's Eye looks at his group and then says that they don't have enough people. Plus, he doesn't trust Xie Lian and Hua Cheng. Hua Cheng can see that they're not going to be convinced and says, "Guga, stop wasting your breath with them. Let's go." Xie Lian nods and walks away feeling discouraged. However, to Xie Lian's shock, Heaven's Eye and his group suddenly follow after them sneakily, thinking themselves well hidden. Xie Lian decides to ignore them since they're harmless. Just then, Hua Cheng sighs and suggests that they go to the slums. There should be people there who are bold and unafraid of death. Perhaps they'll have better luck there.
Thus, Hua Cheng and Xie Lian change course and go to the shadows of the royal capital, coming before a ruined temple. There are people inside, closely huddled all over the ground, most likely homeless beggars. The air is frigid, but the people only wear ragged clothing. There are men, women, elderly, and children, some sleeping and some picking fleas off their bodies. And there is even one with a broken leg shuffling about, looking like he's delivering bowls of water to the sick. As soon as they enter, the smell of As soon as they enter, they smell an oppressive stench of sweat and stink.
Xie Lian laments that the filthiest, most decrepit slums is only a street away from the most lavish area of the city. He calls out to the temple, "Can everyone give me a hand?" But they all ignore him. Someone cusses out, "Give your mom a hand, and I want somebody to give me a hand too. You're gonna let us sleep or what? Get out of here." Xie Lian is not offended and says that it's urgent, and if everyone helps, they'll be helping save the world. The beggars curse more. What did they care about saving the world?
Hua Cheng looks displeased and is about to step forward, but Xie Lian pulls him back and tells him that it's okay. He wants to try persuading them some more. Plus, they're not allowed to use force or bribery or the array won't work. Just then, a raspy voice says, "Hey, hey, hey, everyone hear me out. Hear me out. Stop that noise. Let's hear what they've got to say first." It's that beggar with the broken leg. He looks grimy and too thin, but his voice sounds young, and Xie Lian also thinks that it sounds familiar. He's able to calm down the group so that Xie Lian can finally speak.
Xie Lian thanks the beggar and then faces the crowd. He lights up a huge palm torch, and the beggars all scream from fear. "What is that wicked magic?" Xie Lian calmly explains that it's spiritual magic, not wicked magic. There is a large group of evil monsters surrounding the city about to attack, and he needs 500 volunteers to join a spiritual array to protect the city. He warns them that truthfully, this is a really dangerous mission, but if anyone is willing, please step forward. The beggars all look at each other silently. No one steps forward.
A moment later, someone in the crowd shouts out, "Protect the royal capital? Forget it. The royal capital doesn't protect me, ha, and they'd have me protect them? Do whatever you want, it's none of my fucking business." Xie Lian can understand. This temple is crowded with the poor and suffering who are ignored by the city. Plus, it's winter and freezing cold outside. Who would want to go out? Xie Lian tries to say that if the evil creatures invade, a terrible plague will break out and everyone will get infected. But then an old man says, "What plague can be more terrifying than these old sores on my body?"
The beggars say that if the city will get infected, they can just leave the city. It's not like they're leaving anything precious behind. Plus, why do they have to be the ones to volunteer? What about wealthy citizens? Why can't they help instead? Xie Lian thinks that if he asks the wealthy citizens, they would think the same thing. "I won't go, someone else will go instead." After waiting a while, no one steps forward, so Xie Lian says, "All right, sorry for the intrusion." As they leave, Hua Cheng comforts him. "Don't worry, Gaga. I've got people on the move on my side too. The news has been spread. We should be able to find people."
Xie Lian nods. He thinks that eventually they could gather 500 people, but they're also racing against time. They can't randomly grab people or the array will be weak. Just then, a voice shouts out from behind, Wait, I'll go." Xie Lian is taken aback and turns to see the beggar with the broken leg hopping out of the temple. The man says, "The people you seek. As long as they're alive, it's fine, right? Broken limbs won't be a problem, right?" Xie Lian realizes that not only is the man's leg broken, but one of his arms is broken too and hanging limply. Instantly, Xie Lian's heart is warmed by the volunteer and he replies, "Certainly not a problem."
The crowd still inside the temple are shocked. "What are you doing? Didn't you hear him? It could be dangerous." "Yeah, there's no pay either. They talk so much but not mention any compensation." "Don't involve yourself in that muddy water. Come back, Old Fang." Hearing them call the man Old Fang, Xie Lian suddenly realizes why this man looks so familiar. He says with disbelief, "Lord Windmaster?" Oh, it's not Fang, it's Feng. Feng means wind.
Feng means wind.
Old
Yeah.
Feng. The man laughs and pushes back his hair, covering his face. "You've caught me, Your Highness." Underneath that filthy hair is a pair of bright eyes, as brilliant as before.
Oh my god, Shi Qingxuan, he's
Shi
back.
Qingxuan is back. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. How unfortunate. Like, you guys, he's a beggar. And his arm and leg is
so
broken.
sad. I had a really hard time imagining him with a broken arm and leg. I still have a hard time imagining because
he's literally just like every single time they describe him, he's just like hobbling about. Like he's just
it's not cute.
Oh, it's really sad. And he still has like he's also, they describe him as being like overly thin because he's malnutrition. He's like a beggar, and he's mortal now. Don't forget that he's mortal. He no longer is a heavenly official.
Like he can't.
And he's just.
He didn't even have it sealed. He's literally just a normal human being.
No, he just is a mortal. Like he just is no longer. He has mortal life now. And yeah, this chapter is a lot going on. I think it's really cute that Heaven's Eyes group came back all of a sudden.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Silly also, human cultivators.
I know. They're just like superly suspicious. The scene where they're just, so they find him and they're like, okay, you guys aren't gonna help, we're gonna leave. And then they like sneakily follow them down the road.
Yeah.
Like pretending to like, it's like such a Scooby-Doo moment where they're just like hiding behind doors to like peek over and see what's going on. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, for real. So stupid.
And then also the fact that like, I mean, the beggars, like, they kind of have a point. Like, why should they help the city when the city hasn't done anything for them?
I agree. I totally agree. If I was a beggar, I would be like just wishing havoc on everyone.
I'd be like, fuck you guys too.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Like, I don't want to, I don't have a place to live. I don't want to pay my taxes. Everyone treats me like shit.
I know. Everyone's like ignoring me and I'm like pretty much abandoned and y'all want me to fucking risk my life to save the city? I don't think so.
Nope. No compensation, nothing, just glory. Yeah, okay, that's stupid. No. But I'm glad that Shi Qingxuan is back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad he's just so great for the rest of this like scene. It's really good.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at chat. When y'all imagine the mountain spirits, do you see them as literal mountains running around? I don't know. Whatever I do picture them, like, it looks really goofy. I can't help cackling.
They are literally giant mountains that run around chasing after people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally what happens.
I wonder what happens. Do they like run over the land, or are they like underneath the land, like the land is a blanket?
I don't know. I feel like they crush the land.
Yeah.
Like they're physically dragging themselves across the land, destroying everything in its wake.
Right? So like any buildings, they'd be fucked.
Because, so that scene where Xie Lian and Hua Cheng find the temple that's in the middle of the canyon, remember how the mountains were pushing towards each other to squish it?
They destroyed it. Yeah.
They destroyed it. Yeah. So they're physically moving around, like
just busting it up. Yeah, giant lumps in the ground. Yes, the meatballs. They're terrified of the meatballs. I'm super tempted to make those meatballs somehow during a stream.
Purple meatballs.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a lot of food coloring.
They make them. Well, okay, wait. Weren't they white? Weren't they like pristinely smooth and white?
Pure chastity meatballs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, they were cooked so much.
So how are you gonna make meat which is brown, white? How?
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So.
Guess we'll find out.
Good luck with that.
I guess chicken is white. Chicken is white. I could use chicken and then a bunch of like white flour of some kind, and then white.
But when you can't fry it because it'll turn brown. It has to stay white.
Yeah, maybe if I use white food coloring, because there's a type of food coloring that does make food white.
Interesting.
So you use it for stuff like macarons, because macarons turn yellow when you bake them. Okay. But if you put white food coloring, it'll stay white.
It'll turn them white. Maybe you just cover the entire meatball with like some sort of white substance.
Yeah.
Like a white cream, like a white sauce.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll be good. I don't know.
So the question is, should I make them good or should they be disgusting?
You want to make them true to Xie Lian to make them disgusting?
No, I want to. I guess I would make them good. Later. I know. I would have to eat them. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
Chastity meatballs. I love it.
Tangira says that it's sad, but he's glad that Shen Qingxuan is back.
Yeah. Oh, Shi Qingxuan.
Shi Qingxuan, sorry.
you said scumvillain characters.
Sorry. Shi Qingxuan, Shen Qingxuan, they have very similar.
No, you're right. It's SQQ.
SQ.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yes.
Oh, wait, SQX.
XQX.
Yeah, they're very similar.
My god. Yeah.
I've done that before.
Chastity meatball cooking stream. We're gonna have to do it.
I want to see it.
Figure it out.
One day when I go to LA, we're gonna have to like do something together.
Please, I want. People were talking about it on stream today that you should come and bake with me.
That's what happened because I was baking with Monica. We were doing the macarons. We were making macarons without a recipe, which like don't do that.
Don't do that. They're already hard enough to do without with the recipe.
We were very close though. We got very close. We only fucked up. We fucked up a couple things, but we were very close. But they're just like, you should bring your chaotic energy to Stella's stream because I feel like yours is not very is yours chaotic at all?
No, not really. Mine started to become really chill because I'm like getting better at baking.
Okay, yeah, I'm still awful. Like everything, I think 4 out of 5 times something terrible has happened.
Oh my god.
Like the other day the mixer that we had, it broke.
How?
The wrong attachment was used. It was too big for the bowl, and it just got jammed. And we couldn't use the mixer anymore. We're just like, yep, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Yeah, I can't believe you broke it.
I know. I think we got Monica ended up being able to fix it when she got home, but I was just like panicking, like that's a really expensive mixer and it's not mine. I hope we didn't break it. Oh my god.
Yeah, was it her like attachment?
It was hers. Yeah, it was her whole gear. But she has 2 mixers and she brought the wrong attachment for the
she fucked it
mixer.
Up. Got it.
And we attached it. We're like, it's kind of weird. Turns it on, it jams. Turns it on again, jams harder. We're just like, oh, we shouldn't have done that.
Baka. Oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. It died.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
R.I.P.
Okay. Anyways, yeah.
All right, next chapter.
Chapter 205. Search for 500. Abrupt meeting with an old friend. Xie Lian is shocked, speechless. Shi Qingxuan laughs and says that he wanted to disguise himself to observe them first, but he didn't expect Xie Lian to recognize him so quickly. It must be because his flair and grace are so unforgettable. Ha ha ha. Xie Lian places his hands on Shi Qingxuan's shoulder and chokes out, Lord Windmaster. Shi Qingxuan stops laughing and says, Your Highness, I'm not the Windmaster anymore. Xie Lian says, Fine, Qingxuan. How did you become this way? Shi Qingxuan replies vaguely that it's a long story, this and that happened, and anyway, now here he is.
He's just trying to be happy, this poor cinnamon roll.
He's so positive.
Just then the crowd calls out, What, old Feng, you know these two? Shi Qingxuan slaps Xie Lian's shoulder hard and says, Yeah, these are my good friends from the past. Hearing that Xie Lian is an old friend, the crowd is surprised and amazed. How does someone like their old Feng know somebody like Xie Lian, who looks like he was raised in the lap of luxury? Xie Lian thinks to himself that actually Shi Qingxuan was the one who was raised in the lap of luxury, even if he doesn't look like it now. Shi Qingxuan laughs nervously and shouts, I'm gonna go help my friends now. I'm leaving. Anyone else coming?
The crowd looks at each other and says, Well, all right, fine. If it's old Feng's friend, then it's different. But some in the crowd still hesitate and ask if there's really no compensation, not even a piece of chicken leg to eat. Shi Qingxuan thinks and then says that he understands they can't use force or temptation for the array, but giving everyone a meal to eat should be fine. They haven't had a good meal in a very long time. Xie Lian thinks and agrees that as long as the volunteers don't have a greedy heart, it should be... Xie Lian thinks and agrees that as long as the volunteers don't have a greedy heart, it shouldn't be a problem. He thinks about how to phrase the announcement and then tells Shi Qingxuan what to say.
Shi Qingxuan nods and says, After this is done, they're going to treat everyone to a bowl of chicken leg soup later. Hey, everyone gets a bowl, whether you come or not. Attention, you get one even if you don't go. We're only asking for volunteers. Since they phrased it that everyone gets a bowl whether they go or not, it's no longer a bribe. Shi Qingxuan continues to shout, Anyone else coming? The more the merrier. Come. Tell everyone there's no pay. Hey, it's just giving me a hand. Saving the world, surround the royal capital or whatever, but we only want volunteers. We'll treat everyone to a good meal after this is done.
Suddenly, the previous indifferent temple is now hot with activity. The beggars split up to go to inform other homeless people that they know. Hua Cheng, Xie Lian, and Shi Qingxuan are left alone, standing in front of the dilapidated temple. Looking up at it, Xie Lian can't help but remember the broken-down temple of Wind and Water Master in the town of Fugu. Inside that temple, the divine statues were broken. The Water Master was missing his head, and the Wind Master was missing an arm and a leg. He turns to Shi Qingxuan and says, Did Blackwater change his fate after all? Shi Qingxuan quickly says, Oh, no. He didn't. You've misunderstood. He didn't do anything.
Xie Lian asks what happened to his arm and leg. And Shi Qingxuan scratches his head and says shyly, "This wasn't him either. How do I say? There's some carelessness here and some really bad luck there, but it was all my own doing." He doesn't explain further, so Xie Lian drops the subject. Instead, Xie Lian says, "That day, my spiritual powers were suddenly sucked away and I couldn't help you. I'm really sorry." Shi Qingxuan waves his hand and says that Xie Lian had nothing to do with it. If Xie Lian hadn't told him what was going on, he would have been ignorant all the way to the end. Xie Lian asks him what exactly happened afterwards that day.
So after He Xuan decapitated Shi Wudu, Shi Qingxuan became lifeless and couldn't understand anything that He Xuan said afterwards. He vaguely remembers that He Xuan took him out of Blackwater Island and ditched him in the royal capital. Perhaps it was because that in the past, Shi Qingxuan always liked going to the royal capital to drink and play. So that's why He Xuan left him there? Shi Qingxuan spent some time in a blur, but when he finally snapped out of it, he decided to change his name and live there quietly. However, he no longer had spiritual powers or a way to prove his identity, so he ended up as a beggar. Shi Qingxuan hasn't seen He Xuan since then.
At that moment, the beggars all come back after recruiting more people to volunteer. The mob of people are loud and shout, "There's so many people. Will they be able to afford to feed all of us?" Shi Qingxuan sweeps his hand confidently and replies, "This is nothing. Never mind this many. They can afford to feed even 10 times the amount." She then counts the people and finds that there are now more than 200. He cheers, "Lord Qingxuan, this is great help." Shi Qingxuan is proud and says, "But of course, I can call forth hundreds no matter where I go. And maybe in the future, I can establish a gang or something. Fish up a gang leader title."
The beggars laugh and say, "Old Fang's gone mental again." The beggars like to tease Shi Qingxuan, and they tell Xie Lian, "My friend, you don't know this, right? When old Feng first came, he was such a mess, chasing behind people all day, every day, to boast that he was a god." But instead of laughing, Xie Lian's smile fades, and his heart crumbles into a ball. Shi Qingxuan immediately replies, "I have no time to listen to all you talk nonsense. Leave your mouths open. Leave your mouths for munching chicken legs." Xie Lian thinks that the Lord Windmaster has changed, but at the same time, he hasn't. Thank goodness.
Xie Lian says that now they have volunteers, the next step is to find an empty area to hold everyone for the array. They don't have enough people yet, but 200 is a start, and they can fill in the gaps later after the array is set up. Hua Cheng says that he has a location in mind and follows him. Hua Cheng says that he has a location in mind and to follow him. Shi Qingxuan hobbles over. Oh my god, he's hobbling. Yeah, it's so sad.
He's hobbling.
And tells the beggars cheerfully, "Everyone come follow. Don't lose your way. Hey." Xie Lian at first wanted to help Shi Qingxuan walk, but then he sees that no one steps forward to help support him, and Shi Qingxuan doesn't walk any slower than anyone else, so he leaves him be.
Hua Cheng leads the group to the main avenue of the royal capital, a large and spacious road. But it is very conspicuous. What if the city guards or patrolmen see their group and chase them out? But Hua Cheng says confidently, "That's fine. Even if they discover us, they can't chase us out." Xie Lian nods and reminds everyone that what they're doing is going to be very dangerous, so everyone needs to be sure that they're doing this voluntarily, without second guessing. If anyone is afraid and wants to back out, they need to do so now. But no one backs out. Xie Lian nods and then tells everyone to form a large circle holding hands.
The crowd is confused. What kind of baby nonsense is this spell? But they follow the instructions and form a large human circle on the main avenue. Shi Qingxuan asks, "Those creatures won't be able to charge into the royal capital as long as we're holding hands like this?" Xie Lian says, "No, they will be charging down." Shi Qingxuan is confused. "Then what's the use of this array of yours?" Xie Lian replies, "It's a trap. Once this array is set up, when those creatures break through the protection shield of the royal capital and come charging down, they won't go rogue everywhere, but will instead be lured into this circle and fall into the trap." Oh, what
that's the
complicated
plan.
idea.
Yes. So yeah, so this entire time when I first read this, I was like, okay, they're just gonna form a circle around the city, and their auras will create a barrier. But no, they're actually the human bait. Xie Lian is gathering people to become human bait.
Yeah.
So like very dangerous.
Like a funnel.
And, like yeah, and he also like didn't warn anyone.
I mean, he told him it's gonna be very dangerous.
I know, but I feel like there's a difference between like I'm gonna help protect the city and I'm gonna be human bait. Like, you know, I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely very dangerous.
Yeah.
I love Shi Qingxuan's character so much.
No, he's so cheerful and optimistic, even though he's like obviously he's suffered.
Yeah.
They never say what happened to him or like how he loses, like how he broke his limbs or like how he became a beggar. But like it's still that really never changed his like upbeat personality.
Yeah.
And like his like socialite personality either.
As long as like you know that it wasn't He Xuan who did it.
It wasn't. Yeah. He's innocent. Honestly, He Xuan dropped Shi Qingxuan at his favorite city. But he also like forgot that he has no money and he's like not powerful. So like how is he gonna survive in a mortal city?
I mean, He Xuan also doesn't have money. They're both poor.
I know, they're so stupid. But He Xuan's, I can just imagine like, oh no, the love of my life is like broken. Like what do I do? He obviously didn't want to keep him because he thinks that Shi Qingxuan hates him after like killing his brother. So he's like, I'll just drop you off at your like favorite place so you can drink and party for the rest of your life. Except like he can't.
It's so sad. It's so sad. I really want to know what happened to those.
I know, right? Yeah. Wait till you guys get to the end. It's like so bittersweet.
My heart.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let's see. Imagine.
And also, you can tell that. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
No. I'm just reading chat.
Well, I was gonna say like literally. So there's hints of like what happened a little bit to Shi Qingxuan because the beggars are all saying, "Oh yeah, when he was here, he was crazy. He kept saying he was a god. What a psycho, you know? Haha, so funny." And then Xie Lian can't think it funny because it's like, oh my god, he was a god. Like he wasn't lying, but like no one would believe him, and he was suffering by himself. So he like instantly stops laughing. And Shi Qingxuan is like, that's so embarrassing. Let's talk about something else. Like, he's trying to change the subject.
Do you think that maybe he was going through psychosis at some point and just being like crazy? Probably had a fever.
Yeah, they said that he couldn't like speak, and he was like he lost his mind, and like he was just going through a lot of trauma, and because like literally his brother got decapitated in front of his face,
and his best friend did it.
And just now he's also no longer a god. He's like dropped off with no money and no way to survive. Like that's pretty fucking traumatic.
Yeah, so messed up. Oh my god, poor Shi Qingxuan.
I know. It's crazy how he suffered so much and he's still like, haha, everyone, we're good.
Yeah.
Like, still laughing.
He's like, Lamau, that was so embarrassing when I just had a mental breakdown. Do you remember when I was unhinged?
So funny. That was such a weird time, you guys.
The lowest point of my life, but it's cool. I'm good now.
Whatever.
My god.
Yeah, exactly.
Shi Qingxuan.
God damn it, Shi Qingxuan. Why?
My heart. So let's read some chat right now. Saying, imagine Shi Qingxuan in modern AU as one of those people in front of the shops who are going around giving away free samples. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. He loves people.
He's so flamboyant. His confidence is so cute.
Yes, he is very confident. He's literally like, I'm just gonna become a gang member.
So silly. So Leth says, oh yeah, did we ever find out what happens to He Xuan after? Yes, in the other chapters you will. In the
extra or in the extra chapters.
Extra chapters as well as like in a few chapters there's maybe some stuff too.
Some more information.
Yeah.
You'll see.
K-Pain says, I mean, book 4 was Xie Lian's breakdown. We just didn't get to see the Windmaster's breakdown.
I know. I bet if there was a whole entire book about Shi Qingxuan's fucking mental state, it would be just as sad as Xie Lian's.
Yeah. If you guys have any recommendations for good fan fiction, that'd be great. I love
angst. Wants the angst.
Yes, please. Yeah. Okay.
They just both suffered. It's fine.
All right. Next chapter.
Chapter 206. 2 simple lines. Ghost King excites the battle spirit. Xie Lian's plan is that once all the creatures are lured inside the array, He and Hua Cheng will be inside to take care of every single one. The most important thing is that none of the evil spirits break outside the circle. But with the current amount of people, the array is not strong enough to hold all the creatures inside. One of the people swallows hard and says, What would happen if they break out of the circle? Xie Lian replies, It wouldn't be pretty. First, the resentful spirits will possess you. Then, it'll infect you with the plague.
The man asks, if someone lets go and runs away, what would happen then? Xie Lian replies, if the circle is broken, then maybe the resentful spirits will also possess you? The man is confused. So the spirits will possess people either way? Another smarter person replies, it's different. The former is 10 out of 10 spirits will possess you and infect you with the disease. The latter is maybe, meaning if you let go and run away, there still might be a chance for survival? Xie Lian nods and says, that's correct. So if anyone wants to leave, they have to do it now. Once this starts, they absolutely can't back out.
After a moment, a couple dozen people leave with their heads bowed and the circle shrinks. But instead of being upset, Xie Lian breathes a sigh of relief. Thank goodness. Shi Qingxuan asks, what's there to thank? We've got less people now. But Xie Lian smiles and says, there's plenty of people already. It's better than I had imagined. He was expecting half the people to leave, but only a couple dozen left. Just then, a voice calls out, hold up, do you know who these people are? You can't trust them so easily. Best watch out or they just might trick you. Xie Lian looks up and sees Heaven's Eye and his group of cultivators.
Shi Qingxuan asks, who are you? But of course, the monks don't care about the words of a filthy beggar and say, and who the heck are you? How many pennies do your words cost? Shi Qingxuan grows heated and says, ha! You talking money in front of me? I don't think you know who you're talking to. I bet you've all even prostrated before this woman. He clears his throat and steps back embarrassed. The monks ignore him and tell the crowd, none of you know what those two are planning to do. Be careful of losing your lives over a small bite to eat.
Hua Cheng suddenly says, that's not true. They're not there for a small bite to eat. They're here to save the world. Xie Lian is confused about this response. But then the monks click their tongues and say, what? Saving the world? What kind of fuss are you kicking up so blindly? Just focus on saving your own lives is good enough. Hua Cheng responds lazily. Oh? So you mean to say beggars can't save the world? Is it because they don't have the ability to? Or because they're not worthy? At that, the beggars grow angry and displeased. Heaven's Eye says angrily, that's not what we said.
Shi Qingxuan points at him. Oi, 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 that's not what I heard. Isn't that exactly what you meant by your words? And your tone is full of disdain too. Right, everyone? The beggars all speak up in agreement. We get a bite to eat whether if we came or not. Did you really think that we only came here for the food? Stop looking down on people. Hua Cheng looks to Xie Lian with a raised eyebrow, as if to say, easy as pie. Xie Lian realizes that Hua Cheng purposely antagonized the monks so that when they belittled the beggars, it would only strengthen their determination to help with the array.
Both sides are still arguing with each other, so Xie Lian turns to Heaven's Eyes group and says, if you're really worried about this, then just stand by and watch. If we actually do something that's harmful to others, you could just stop us. Hua Cheng smiles and adds, but best if you don't get in the way. The monks are afraid of Hua Cheng's fake smile and shrink back. Then Hua Cheng turns his head to the sky. The spirits are closer to the city and about to plunge down. Xie Lian's heart shrinks. Xie Lian's heart sinks. They ran out of time to find more people. He tells the group, everyone, in position, grab on tight. Shi Qingxuan is worried. They don't have enough people. Oh, Shi Qingxuan is worried. Don't they not have enough people?
Xie Lian speaks calmly as to not scare anyone. I will guard here and check on you all constantly. And when a spot is about to be broken, I will go up to fix the array. This way, we'll be able to extend the time. Basically, he's plugging holes on a sinking ship. Shi Qingxuan replies nervously, oh, well then, our lives are in your hands, including mine too. Old Xie, you gotta work hard, right? You gotta work hard, all right? Work very hard. I'm a mortal right now. Everyone gets into position with sweaty hands and tense faces. Suddenly, up in the sky comes a shrieking cry, getting closer and closer.
Xie Lian suddenly instructs everyone to blow air forward. The group doesn't understand, but follows directions and inhales deeply to blow air with all their might. The hot air mixed with their yang aura makes for a good lure for the evil spirits. Hua Cheng also casts a camouflage spell so that the creatures can't see the array. The evil spirits form a giant black pillar as they crash into the center of the array. It's suddenly so dark that Xie Lian can't see, and he cries out, "Everyone, be careful not to loosen your hold. They'll come into the cage. They've come into the cage."
Hua Cheng spreads out thousands of silver butterflies and creates light. He extends his hand to Xie Lian and says, "Gege, come to my side." Xie Lian immediately takes his hand. Hua Cheng wraps an arm around his waist and sweeps his gaze around. His gaze is so fierce that the resentful spirits locked within the kiln for 2,000 years don't dare to go near him. The spirits then realizes that they've been tricked because they can't find any living beings to possess, and the silver butterflies are slashing them and killing them relentlessly. The two people stand steady around the iron bars of a cage.
200.
The 200 people stay steady like iron bars of a cage.
The spirits screech violently at the beggars holding hands, with mouths wide open and bodies contorted. Some of the people take a step back in horror, but the people next to them hold them tighter in place. "Don't move!" Xie Lian calls out that they can't hurt them as long as the array is intact, so no one should move. The crowd becomes reassured, and some even spit wildly at the spirits. "Tui, Tui, Tui! I'll dirty you! Get out of here!" Xie Lian doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. It's not like the spirits are afraid of spit.
Just then, Xie Lian notices that there's a weak point in the array. He looks over and sees a scrawny man looking unfocused with harsh breathing. He is nervous and scared. The spirits also notice that this man's spirit is weak, and they swarm towards him. Xie Lian quickly rushes over and whips the spirits away, and then tells the man to back out. The people next to him quickly connect the gap, but just as the gap is filled, Xie Lian notices that there's another weak point in the array on the other side. He heads there, but at the same time, there's a second weak point next to Shi Qingxuan. There are too many resentful spirits, and this is only the first wave. There are many more still yet to come.
Realizing that he won't make it in time, Xie Lian cries out, "Sanlang!" However, Hua Cheng replies, "Gege, don't worry," and he doesn't move. Xie Lian puts his trust in Hua Cheng and waits, and just at the crucial moment, a yellow talisman suddenly flies over and explodes next to Shi Qingxuan. The talisman doesn't kill the spirits, but it still pushes them back. The monks cry out, "I told you all not to get involved, but since you're involved now, then stand your ground to the end. If you can't, then you're just adding to the trouble." Hua Cheng turns to Xie Lian and says, "See, I told you not to worry." Xie Lian sees how Hua Cheng is forever at ease and replies,
Heaven's Eye and the others all rush forward to help, quickly joining the circle, making it bigger. Heaven's Eye cries out, "Fellow colleagues, quick, quick, quick! Whoever has their schools and disciples here in the capital, tell them to come quick!" Soon, 100 cultivators and monks come down the street. Xie Lian cheers loudly, seeing the cultivators decked out in their full gear, looking heroic and impressive. Even the beggars stare with wide eyes. They all join the circle, and since they have strong spiritual tools and auras, the array is much more steady.
Xie Lian feels much more confident and cries out, "Everyone, don't be afraid. The tables are turning. We've got more and more people on our side, so as long as we hold the fort down firmly, destroying them would only be a matter of time." The crowd also feels more hopeful and shout out enthusiastically, "Destroy them!" Heaven's Eye says, "We've got 168 people on our side. How many are you? How long do you think we can last?" Shi Qingxuan says, "Well, we've got 148 remaining here in the array." Xie Lian says, "Altogether, we have 316 people. We just need to find..." But Hua Cheng suddenly interrupts. "That count isn't right. Right now, there are 317 people here."
What's so important about this accurate number?
Someone randomly joined in. And it's not Shi Qingxuan's group, and it's not Heaven's Eye group. It's just a random stranger.
Why are they afraid of this random stranger? Could the person who just appeared? No, this is significant apparently.
This is very significant because they don't know their intentions. Are they here to break the circle? Why are they here? What's going on? What the fuck?
Yeah.
How long have they been there? How come no one noticed them?
This is definitely a funny and weird chapter because it's such a specific like summoning circle, and everyone involved is like a mob. It's like it's a very strange way of moving humans, I feel like.
Yes. Well, they needed a lot of people very quickly, and this is the best that they got. They got beggars and they got Heaven's Eye.
Yeah, it's just a weird concept because I feel like MXTX has flawlessly written groups of people up until this point, and this like whole arc of like everybody hold hands is like so kind of weird.
Well, I mean, logically it makes sense because what Xie Lian wants to do is trap the spirits like they're in a cage, and the cage is made of people. So the people are the cages, right? So they need a lot of people to do that, but they didn't have enough people. So he's been trying to just like plug in the holes. The whole idea is that he brings all the spirits to one spot and he just takes his time killing them one by one. As long as the cage holds, then he'll eventually kill them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird way to solve the problem though. It's just my critique of it.
I don't know how else you're gonna kill a million fucking spirits.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's read chat. Let's see.
Yeah.
Gabby says, oh my god, I would give to have a Windmaster story. I just want them to be happy. They went through so much.
I know, they just suffered.
Yeah, I've read quite a few, but they're all from He Xuan's perspective, and I would love to see like Shi Qingxuan's perspective.
I saw one that was really good, but it was a really long time ago, so I can't remember the specifics. But it was one where Shi Qingxuan kind of moves to like a fishing village, and he becomes like a fisherman, and he's like trying to live his life peacefully, and He Xuan keeps like trying to approach him disguised as different people. Yeah, because he doesn't want to like scare him away. I don't know if you read that one. But
yeah,
it was really,
I did.
Really good.
That one was good. That was really angsty. Yeah. I guess I want one where it's like, I want more. I guess I don't even know what I want, but I want more fan fictions.
I just want more of that scene.
Yes, more beef leaf, please.
More genre. Yeah.
You'd think that with the amount of fans, like there'd be a lot more beef leaf like fan fiction, but there really isn't.
It has to be a Venn diagram of people who like beef leaf and people who write well.
Yes, that is true. Tangiria says, I kind of like this moment because it's kind of bringing them together, different social classes and everything.
That's true. That's a really, really good perspective because it's the poorest of people and the people who have the most like affluent power. Because to be a cultivator, you can't. It's very rare for like someone who has no like wealth,
financial backing. Yeah,
financial backing or like a lineage of like families who already are cultivators, because it's definitely a position of privilege because you have to be educated, you have to have like good upbringing, you have to have like all the stars in alignment.
Yeah, just the time to even cultivate, like it's really hard to cultivate.
Wasting your money to survive. Like Wu Qing is like spending all his money trying to just like keep him and his mother alive. So
yeah. So it's like you have to be born with like natural abilities otherwise.
That too. You have to be born with that. You have to be born with the ability to cultivate a golden core. And then the rest of the group is like beggars. They've never even seen spiritual power. Like when Xie Lian showed them his palm torch, they were like afraid. They thought he was like the devil. So they've never seen cultivation before. They're just like completely in the dark.
That's so funny.
Just normal human beings. So that is a very good point, Tinguri, is like how that class difference and then how they are working together for the same goal. Like I like that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
A sneaky person.
Sneaky person. All right. We're next chapter. Chapter 207, seeking affection. Chapter 207, seeking affection. Ghost King fakes displeasure. Xie Lian looks around and sees everyone joining hands. When did an extra person join? He asks Shi Qingxuan if his count is right, and Shi Qingxuan swears that he's been keeping count repeatedly since the number of people for the array was very important. Heaven's Eye also says his count is correct. Xie Lian wonders who the extra person is and what is their intention. Hua Cheng replies that he's not sure when they joined, but He's not sure when they joined, but they're definitely human. Ghosts are unable to join the array. This person hasn't broken the array thus far, and also hasn't announced their presence, so Xie Lian decided not to act recklessly.
Oh, sorry, it should be decides.
So Xie Lian decides not to act. So Xie Lian decides not to. Wow! Suddenly, it's happening. So Xie Lian decides not to act recklessly.
He suddenly has an idea. He wants to use the butterflies to lure the resentful spirits to test each person. Everyone is at least slightly afraid of the spirits, so if the spirits go in their direction, they might get scared and weaken the array. But the stranger who joined has no fear of the spirits and will not weaken. However, this plan is very risky, since if a person gets too scared, they might break the array. Hua Cheng reassures him that before the array breaks, he will kill all the resentful spirits if they don't escape. So Xie Lian decides to test this plan.
Xie Lian suddenly calls out, "Everyone, watch out! The resentful spirits suddenly got stronger! Just hold on and don't be scared." Heaven's Eye is alarmed. "What? Why would they suddenly get stronger all of a sudden?" Hua Cheng calmly directs his butterflies to chase after the spirits and push against the array. Xie Lian watches intently, and sure enough, though the black clouds fill the air and fly chaotically, there is one person the spirits avoid, and this must be the stranger. Xie Lian flashes forward and grabs the man's hand and pulls him out of the circle.
Heaven's Eye asks, "What's going on?" But Hua Cheng replies rudely that it's none of his business. Xie Lian twists the man to face him and is about to ask, "Who are you?" But after seeing his face, his eyes widen with shock. Xie Lian mumbles, "Guoshi, so it really was you." The guoshi is also shocked and mumbles, "Your Highness." But the guoshi's face is different. Xie Lian knew him to look over 30 with a calm disposition, but this man before him has a face of 25, similar to Xie Lian himself. This entire time, Xie Lian still had doubts if his guoshi was involved, but there is no doubt now, since the man before him is definitely his master, the last guoshi of Shanle, Mei Nian Qing.
Xie Lian, Hua Cheng, and Mei Nian Qing stare at each other in frozen silence, when suddenly Mei Nian Qing lunges forward and tries to strangle Xie Lian with his bare hands. Hua Cheng moves quicker and flings Mei Nian Qing several meters away. He exclaims, "Gege, are you all right?" Xie Lian replies that he's fine, and actually it looks like his guoshi is the one not fine. Mei Nian Qing coughs up blood and stumbles away, trying to escape the circle. Shi Qingxuan sees him running towards him and cries out anxiously, "What are you planning? Hey, I'm warning you! Don't you dare come over here! Your Highness, he's trying to break the circle!"
Xie Lian quickly shoots out Roye, but before it can wrap around Mei Nian Qing, a sword suddenly drops from the sky and blocks Mei Nian Qing's path. Then, a white light flashes down from the heavens, and Jun Wu appears, completely blocking Mei Nian Qing from front and back. When Mei Nian Qing is... hold on. It should be while. While Mei Nian Qing is frozen in place, Roye shoots out and binds him tightly, tumbling him to the ground. Xie Lian asks Jun Wu, "My lord, how come you've come personally?" Jun Wu replies, Mount Tonglu has been temporarily stabilized, so I've come to see how things are going here on your end. I have created a new barrier and temporarily trapped those 3 mountain spirits and other inhuman creatures."
Xie Lian asks what's...
It's white no face.
Ah.
Hold on. I'm changing it right now.
Thank you.
Place all. Okay.
Xie Lian asks about White No Face, but Jun Wu replies, "I did not find him on Mount Tonglu. I'm afraid he's long since escaped elsewhere." Xie Lian looks around and sees that they're surrounded by a curtain of light so that the people outside can't see in. He looks down at the guoshi, who is looking both shocked and furious, but remaining silent. Jun Wu looks down at him somewhat condescendingly and says slowly, "Guoshi of Shenle, long time no see." Hua Cheng glances down and then says, "This guoshi looks pretty weak, so how did he manage to escape back then?" Jun Wu replies, "He didn't escape by his own strength. At the time, there were 3 helpers at his side. They were the other 3 deputy guoshis of Shenle."
And in case you forgot. Hua Cheng is referring to the time when after the fall of Shanle, we all thought that the guoshi just kind of ran away, but it turns out that Jun Wu like neutralized him, and Hua Cheng is like, what the fuck? That was pretty easy. You took him down pretty fast. Like, how could he escape you that last time? So, just adding to the mystery there. Xie Lian can't hold it in anymore and says, Guoshi, just who exactly are you? Mei Nian Qing watches Jun Wu darkly, with clenched fists, looking extremely furious. Then he says, haven't you already guessed, Your Highness? Is he not one of the 4 guardians of the Crown Prince of Wuyang? Xie Lian then asks if White No-Face is the Crown Prince of Wuyang. Jun Wu is taken aback to hear this, and Xie Lian realizes that he hasn't reported to Jun Wu everything he discovered about Wuyang and Mount Tonglu. He says that once everything is settled, he will go back to the Heavenly Court to make a report.
Jun Wu agrees and then says, however, most of the resentful spirits from Mount Tonglu had been sent here to the royal capital, and they can't be suppressed so quickly. Even if I am the one doing the cleansing, it would take at least 7 days and 7 nights to do so. Xie Lian is worried that if they wait 7 days, it will be too late to interrogate the guoshi and find White No-Face. Hua Cheng suddenly speaks up. Leave the mess here to me. You can go up as you will. Xie Lian turns to him, but Hua Cheng already guessed what he'll say and says, there's no need to say anything else. I'll wait for you down here. If Gege really wants to thank me, then just come back to me quickly.
Xie Lian relaxes and agrees to go back with Jun Wu. But just then, Shi Qingxuan breaks through the screen of light and shouts out as he hobbles over, Your Highness, what are you doing in here? Is everything all right? Since Shi Qingxuan was a heavenly official in the past, the screen of light recognized him and let him through. But when he sees Jun Wu, he's stupefied. My lord? How come you've come personally? Jun Wu smiles and says, Lord Windmaster, how have you been? Shi Qingxuan feels embarrassed and guilty seeing Jun Wu and being reminded of his brother's deeds. However, Jun Wu remains courteous and respectful, not saying anything more.
Xie Lian releases Royer and Mei Nian Qing stands up. Shi Qingxuan sees him and asks, who's this? What's happening right now? Mei Nian Qing says, you're Shi Qingxuan, aren't you? Shi Qingxuan is taken aback. And who are you? How do you know my name? Mei Nian Qing humps. Your name's terrible. Shi Qingxuan is confused. Huh? But Mei Nian Qing doesn't say anything else and follows after Jun Wu. The two of them leave back to heaven first. Xie Lian turns to Hua Cheng, but before he can say anything, Hua Cheng says, Gege, you don't have to worry about anything. It's only just watching after the circle, making sure they don't start anything. It's nothing hard.
So in case y'all forgot, remember when Shi Qingxuan was first born, he was visited by a fortune teller that his parents brought in? That fortune teller was the guoshi, because he's very good at star chart reading, and he had warned his parents that he has an unlucky name and birth, and to like don't give him any like parties. And then the parents were like, fuck you, I'm gonna give him a party, and they gave him a party, and then he got hit with the fucking Reverend of Empty Words. So should have listened to him, but whatever.
It's like the guoshi's a time traveler or something.
Don't forget, he's also like over 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
So he's just been everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. Shi Qingxuan realizes that Xie Lian is leaving and says, Your Highness, are you gonna go up? Go. I'll watch over things too, don't worry. Xie Lian thanks them both for their hard work. But if this was in the past, Hua Cheng would have replied, It's nothing. But this time, he suddenly hugs his arms and sighs out pitifully, it is rather hard work. Xie Lian is speechless. Hua Cheng shakes his head and twirls his braid with the red coral pearl. He wiggles his brows and says nonchalantly, If Gege was beside me, it would have been fine. But to think, Gege's going up again, leaving me down here all by myself. I feel even more troubled by the work.
Xie Qingxuan finally notices something is weird, but doesn't fully understand, and says with a smile, "Crimson rain-sought flower, your words are so funny. It sounds like you're saying you're going to be lonely now that His Highness is going back to the heavens, just like newlyweds." Xie Lian thinks to himself, isn't that exactly what he meant? Then he clears his throat and says, "Lord Windmaster, will you go out first? Just for a moment, okay?" Xie Qingxuan is confused. Why? But Xie Lian replies, just go out first. We're just bidding our farewells. Xie Qingxuan leaves them, still confused, until only Xie Lian and Hua Cheng remain in the screen of light.
Oh my god, there's Hua Cheng acting like a fucking new bride whose husband is going away to work. Is the funniest fucking shit ever. Are you kidding me? God. Then Xie Lian gathers his courage and places his stiff hands on Hua Cheng's shoulder before hopping up and pecking his cheek. Hua Cheng instantly grabs his waist and hugs him close and says with a half-serious, half-joking, unhappy tone, "Gaga, aren't you just placating me?" Xie Lian says, "I'm not." But Hua Cheng says, "Really? But you weren't like this at all when you were borrowing spiritual powers from me. Could I only get this kind of farewell now that I'm not lending spiritual powers?" Xie Lian is worried that Hua Cheng thinks he's being insincere and says in a small voice, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that."
Before Hua Cheng can respond, Xie Lian jumps up, hugging Hua Cheng around the neck, and kisses him wholly on the lips. Not even a second later, Xie Qingxuan suddenly returns. He says, "Your Highness, I keep thinking about it, and it feels weirder the more I think. If you two are bidding farewell, there's no need to kick me out. I'm only just..." "Your Highness, how come you left so fast?" Xie Lian leaves fumbling and stumbling.
Oh my god, it's so cute. It's so cute. He's like, "But Gaga, where's my kiss? Like, I thought what happened?"
Oh my god.
You can't just leave without a kiss. Where's my goodbye kiss?
Yes! Oh, it's so cute.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
So
and
cute.
Xie Lian being all fucking embarrassed. I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. They're so adorable. I love them so much. Why are they so cute? Why are they so cute? Oh my god.
He's screaming. I know, screaming.
I know, fangirling. The fucking god. The good content. Good content.
MXTX was like, "Oh, you want censorship? All right, I'm censoring it. So every single kiss is gonna be very important."
It's so cute.
So fucking cute. It's maximizing cuteness.
God damn it, they're so cute. God damn it. I love them. They're newlyweds, you guys. They're newlyweds. They're like newly confessed, still in the honeymoon phase. So cute. Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. Oh my god. Yeah. Just thinking about Hua Cheng acting so affectionately,
like a spoiled wife. Oh my god, he's so cute.
So cute.
A more spoiled wife watching.
Yeah, it's just like Hua Cheng, like legit, like only treating Xie Lian the way he wants to treat him. Like doesn't treat anyone else like that.
Pouting for attention. He's like, "Gaga,
it's so cute.
Look at me.
Oh my
Give
god.
me love."
Oh my god. Yes.
So good. So good.
All right, let's read chat.
Okay.
Have a good night, Cardu.
Bye, Karata.
And then Tangira says, "Oh ho ho, risky, suspicious." Yeah, that's the guoshi.
Suddenly appearing.
Very
And
suspicious.
then Jun Wu suddenly appearing. Like, a lot of things happened this chapter, you guys. A lot of things happened.
Yup. And then they have to leave everyone for 7 days and 7 nights. That's a lot.
No, he's saying that if Jun Wu were to do this, it would take him 7 days and 7 nights. But Xie Lian's like, "We can't wait 7 days because White No Face is getting away." So Hua Cheng is like, "I got this. I'll do this all by myself. You guys go to heaven first."
Yeah, but like, how long is it gonna take for Hua Cheng? Is it also gonna take him 7 days, 7 nights?
I feel like Hua Cheng is stronger, so I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
So worried.
So
concerned. So concerned.
Much concerned. Yes.
You want to see this animated? Yo, me too, K-Pan. I can't wait to see the whole.
I want to see
fucking
the
thing
entire
animated.
show. Yes. This whole everything.
Please.
Because the way she writes is like, sometimes she writes very seriously, but then sometimes she like adds in some anime scenes. It's very cute. Yeah.
When they're all like
literally
chibi
in the
style.
writing, it's like Xie Lian had a big sweat drop. Like, it's like very specifically anime. Like inspired.
Yes, I love that. Oh, so cute. Yeah. All right, let's talk about our off topics today.
Okay.
So the one that I want to talk about is called Till Our Compass Stands Still by Eden Wolfe, and it's a Heaven Official Blessing fanfic. Okay. And it is unfinished.
Ma'am, stop with the unfinished fanfics,
but
please.
This one
You're killing me
is
here.
So good. It's so good.
Why are you keep reading unfinished fanfics though? Like, why?
I don't know. I found this one and I was like reading it. I'm like, oh, it's so good. God. It's so good. Oh my God. Okay.
I'll read it when it's finished, I guess.
Okay, so here's the summary. After getting lost in Ghost City, Xie Lian bargains away years of servitude to the gambler's den to help a man in need. He dons the robes of a worker and hides his face and life behind an enchanted mask, protecting himself from the city's denizens. Xie Lian finds an unexpected home in Ghost City before he ever sees the lord of it, the infamous Hua Cheng. When he finally does, something about himself seems to catch the attention of the Ghost King, slowly striking up an unusual friendship. Xie Lian must figure out how to navigate his burgeoning feelings, how to keep his identity to himself, and how to get over a ghost so clearly in love with someone else. It is such a good fanfic.
I read this exact fic, but it's a completed one and written by somebody else.
Yes.
That's crazy.
That one's not as good because I read that one. I just started reading that one, and it's where he it's like a Beauty and the Beast style, right? Where like
he wears a mask and he is hired to be like a worker.
Oh, never mind.
So this is a totally different one. Like, so it's before Xie Lian meets Hua Cheng, because it's before he ascends. He's still like wandering the earth, and he's also wearing a mask. He goes into Ghost City and he ends up becoming like a lower tiered worker. And he's helping the citizens of Ghost City with their like problems, but he also meets Hua Cheng. But I forget what it's called. But that sounds so similar, man. That's
think
crazy.
That the person says that this was inspired by something called Sunshine in the Night, and I bet you that's the one you read.
That's what it was. Yes, because Xie Lian's nickname was Sunshine.
Ah, yeah.
So it's very So that is like literally okay. That makes more sense that it was inspired by it, because it's literally the same plot.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, that's so crazy. This one.
Okay. I read the original. Yeah.
This one is so good. The way that the writer writes all of the characters in this are fantastic. She comes up with like a ton of side characters that are all very interesting and filled with life, and you actually like care about them. They have great backstories. They have great character designs. Awesome. So basically what happens is that Xie Lian accidentally is into Ghost City on like the like parade night, you know, like the Ghost Parade like holiday, and so he can't leave. He can't figure out how to get out because it's like kind of like a cyclical stuck thing. He gets stuck inside, and so he wanders into the gambler's den because he needs food, and apparently gambler's den has like human food. And there's a human who is trying to cure his wife's sickness in exchange for life of like his servitude. So if he loses, he has to serve 3 years in the gambler's den. If he wins, then his wife's sickness gets cured. Basically, she has cancer. Yeah. And Xie Lian hears this and is like, "Oh, then gamble my servitude." Like, and the croupier is like, "Oh, well, since you're doing it for him, it's doubled, so it's 6 years." And he's like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that." And so of course he loses, and he's like, "Just go home, man. Like, go be with your wife. She's gonna die. Like, you don't want to waste your time here. Like, you need to be able to be with her when she dies." And so Xie Lian starts working at the gambler's den, and everyone at the gambler's den wears a mask to like kind of like Yin Yu. It hides their aura, like how strong they are as a ghost, or even if they are a ghost or not. So he hides that he's a like immortal cultivator, and he ends up living there. Like, he makes friends, and for 2 years, Hua Cheng doesn't make any appearances because he's off trying to find Xie Lian, right? This is after the Banyue arc. So 600, he's like about 600 years old at this point, like 600 years. And so he continues to work at the gambler's den. It goes into like really good detail about how the gambler's den works and all this kind of stuff. And then finally he meets Hua Cheng, and Hua Cheng, of course, can't recognize him because he's wearing a mask, but he immediately starts flirting with him. He flirts with like anyone who starts working for him, but he especially takes a liking to Xie Lian because of like Xie Lian's responses. And then he finds out that Xie Lian also likes swords, and so he like brings him over to his armory and is like, "Yo, you want to spar?" Swords? Yeah, and like Yiming and him become friends and everything. Like, it's super cute. Like they like, so he for like many years. Like it's not very fast. It takes like so many years of them just hanging out and being friends.
Slow romance, slow burn.
Yeah, for Xie Lian to finally realize that like, oh, he has a huge crush on Hua Cheng, and like Hua Cheng might also have a crush on him back, but Hua Chen's looking for his beloved. And the thing about this is that Xie Lian figures out who Hua Chen is before Hua Chen figures out who he is. He slowly remembers the things that like the little ghost fire said, that Honger said, that Wu Ming said, and pieces it all together and finally realizes like, holy shit, this is the same guy, and he's my like most devoted follower, but he also has been wandering the earth to find his beloved, and who he might never find, and that like is like the only thing tethering him to this planet. And so like Xie Lian goes into like extreme guilt mode of like, oh no, I am in love with this person who loves somebody else. And it's just so sad and angsty.
Okay, yeah, so that's going a different direction from the original novel, so that sounds really interesting. I'll definitely read it when it's completed. Yeah.
I mean, chapter 8, I want to say, like, so even the author was like, okay, chapter 8 is when everything is resolved, but chapter 9 and 10 is going to be all of like the post-canon like smutty stuff. So technically you could
read it. Wait till the end. I'll wait till the end.
Okay.
So I can read it all in one go.
What's great is that anyone who listens to our podcast, this is a great fanfics to read right now, because everything that you guys have learned from book 4 which is really fresh in your mind, is what Xie Lian focuses on a lot. It focuses a lot on what happened in book 4, like why he learned how to cook the way he does, like all of the pain he felt inside of the coffin that he was locked in, all of his like the way he perceived people around him and stuff, and like the way his cultivation works. Like it focuses a lot on that. There's a lot of like PTSD and pain, and he has a lot of panic attacks, and Hua Chen like helps him through it. And it's like, it's nice to see that, because in the book they don't really focus a lot about his trauma. It's there, but it doesn't resolve itself. Yeah, they definitely rush past it. And I like when fan fiction writers like really focus in on like how it feels to have that like kind of panic.
They let you sit with the pain for a bit longer.
Yes, hurt, no comfort.
Yeah.
Hehe.
Yay.
What's your off topic?
So my off topic is actually not a fanfiction, because I've been a little bit too busy to read fanfiction lately, but there is this wonderful game that I've been playing. Actually, I've been playing it for stream, but I kind of want to mention it here because it is a queer video game. It's called Romancylvania, and it's a dating sim Metrovania comedy. So that's a lot of different genres, but the reason I want to talk about it is because I've never seen a game so fucking open and queer and like just like LGBTQ friendly. I mean, there are a lot of LGBTQ games, but this is one of the like this is a newer, more recent one. It's really, really well written. So the first thing that just like jumped off the bat for me was that the main character, you can give them a female or male presenting appearance, but also you can also change their voice to a female or male presented voice. Nice. So you can like kind of mix and match your character to however way you feel comfortable feeling as like the protagonist. And then they are literally just all sorts of people with all different kinks and different sexualities and genders in the game as like your cast for the people who you want to like date like romantically. I think there's also one of the characters that you meet is asexual because they are like not interested in like anything, and I thought that was really interesting because it's like it's rare to see like an asexual character in media on top of like a gay video game. So I highly recommend it. It's really, really fun. It's a platformer Metrovania style game. So and even if you're really bad at platformers like I am, you can definitely just change the difficulty, make it easier and more story oriented. The writing is it's immaculate. Like it's definitely written by like some sort of millennial or like Gen Z person because it's like hilarious, like really on point and current. And just like the different personality there's literally like every single type of character archetype under the sun in this game, because every single person has like a strong personality as well as like kind of like a hidden backstory. So they all like have something going on with them, like some issues in their lives. So they're not just stereotypical characters, they're also like very deep, interesting characters, and I've had so much fun with the game. Not only just the gameplay, but definitely the story too. So if you are looking for a new video game to play, I highly recommend Romancylvania. It's just good game. Good game.
What are some examples of the characters?
So there's a genie character, and I think that's the one that's asexual because they were like, I'm here. I'm just here to relax. I'm on vacation. I've been imprisoned by my master for thousands of years, and I just want to hang out. And if you want to, you can try flirting with me. But every time you try to flirt with her, she's like not into it. So she's definitely just like, we should be friends. There is a character named Brosifer who is constantly naked. There's literally a sensor bar over his dick because he just walks around naked. And he's definitely one of those like, dude, bro, let's party. I want to fuck everyone. Let's get into an orgy. But then also he's like really, his backstory is that he has a twin sister who's better than him. Aww. And she's a succubus and he's an incubus, and he has really low self-esteem because of everyone's always comparing him to his sister. So like, even though he has like this like, whoa, I'm awesome, I'm confident, like look at my dick personality, he's also like super insecure. Like, and you like learn this about him like as you like I'll take all these different characters on dates. And oh my god, my favorite character right now, she's a witch who got turned into a pumpkin. Her boobs are 2 giant pumpkins, and she's super into BDSM. Like she's like, I'm into everything, y'all. Let's do it. Like fuck me up. Like I have so many hoes. Like fuck me up. Let's go. And she's just like super promiscuous and like super into like whips and she's always like tied up and stuff. Like the characters are so fun. They're just so fun. It's a really great game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to watch all the cutscenes. I don't have time to play it.
Oh yeah, you can definitely just watch like the cutscenes of the characters and like just like, yeah, but it's really fun. It's good. It's a good game.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right, so now it's time for the part where we talk about our Patreon. We like to read comments from people every week, and this week on our episode 41 bottom show, Kate says, Jenny yelling at Stella for recommending unfinished fanfics is so funny. I knew it was coming. I'm right there with you, Jenny.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you for agreeing with me. Why would you read unfinished fanfics? Because by the time you forget everything that happened.
I know, but they're so good sometimes.
There are finished ones that are also good that you can focus on until wait for the unfinished ones to finish. Read the finished ones.
Oh my god, she says making drinks like the way Xie Lian cooks. Can't wait to check these out.
Oh my god, the bartender fanfic. Yes, read the bartender. It's so good. It's so good. I'm
excited.
Oh my god, fucking love Lanjan. He's so fucking awkward.
Yeah, I have to read that one. Oh man.
That one's so funny.
And we also got a new person onto our C20 tier.
Yeah, I knew she's there.
Yeah, so
have they updated the list already?
I did update the list.
Okay, dope.
Okay, so thank you, Owl.
Thank you, Faceboy23.
Thank you, Kita.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, George.
And thank you, Rob. Thank you so much for being our top tier patrons.
Yes, it really helps us pay the bills, especially because we now have merch that we are going to
so
bring to... Yeah, I know. We're going to bring it to SumiCon.
Like an obscene amount of money on merchandise.
Which you think it means that we have a lot of merch? We don't. Okay, so we have a sticker, which is our logo, a BLHQ sticker.
Oh, you guys are going to have to check the YouTube video for images of this merchandise.
Yes, but or I guess I'll post this to the internet later. So I'm going to read out all of our...
Yes. So the idea is that we are both obsessed with fanfics, and we were like, okay, but like, what if we had keychains that are the fanfiction tags that are the best ones?
So I'm gonna read all of them to you. This is what they look like. So we have.
They're the best. They're the best. Oh my god, no.
With a happy ending.
Okay, yes.
No beta, we die like Wei Ying.
That's my favorite one. No beta, we die like Wei Ying. That's my favorite fucking tag.
We have Wangshin.mp3.
Love it.
Lan Wangji's double dragon dick.
Double love that.
We have so good. Alpha Beta Omega Dynamics.
Yes. For all you Omegaverse lovers out there.
As well as NPreg for all the
oh god, yeah, for the extra Omegaverse lovers. Yeah. We should have put like MPreg / ovulation because that's always a thing. That's
boy pussy.
A thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Shove eggs up in there.
We have Xie Lian has a cream pie kink.
It's true, and this is canon. Xie Lian has a canonical cream pie kink.
We have beef leaf.
Oh, cute.
Yes.
The angst.
We have 800-year-old virgins.
aka Hua Cheng and Xie Lian.
We have there was only one bed.
There was only one bed.
Yeah, it was only one bed at the end. It happens so often.
So
we have not beta red.
Oh, love it, love it.
We have dead dove, do not eat.
Oh god, that's the best.
Yes,
that's the best.
I love
Those
this
are the
one.
best fix. They're always all fucked up.
They don't even need trigger warnings. Dead dove, do not eat is its own trigger warning.
That's the only trigger warning you need. You're like, you are about to read some fucking fucked up, possibly incestuous, murderous, gory ass shit right now.
Cannibalistic.
You want to eat some people? Let's fucking go. You want to like bathe in people's blood and bones and like fucking lick each other? Let's fucking go.
Yep, that's what you're gonna get. And then the last one is sex pollen. Fuck or die.
Oh yes. Basically every single scene in Scum Villain.
The main reason anyone has sex ever is sex pollen, okay?
It's literally like, oh no, we have to have sex or we're gonna die because there's like a curse.
It's because I'm repressed and I don't know how to my feelings.
So good, it's so good. I can't tell you I love you, but I guess we have to fuck now.
Yes. Oh no, it's our first time. Woo.
Oh no.
We don't know what we're doing. No. They never know what they're doing. I love awkward sex.
I don't know what's going on. They're 800-year-old virgins. Stella, they're 800-year-old virgins.
It's the best.
Okay,
oh my god.
Does this mean that White No Face is a 2,000-year-old virgin?
I don't know. Is White No Face?
Does White No Face have sex?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can we vote? Does White No Face have sex?
Does White No Face have sex? Does White No Face fuck?
Does he fuck or does he just?
Oh my god, we should have made the Long Fucks tag. That's such a good one.
Wait, Long John what? Long John fucks?
Fuck. Yeah, that's a tag. Because everyone always, they either write him like a repressed virgin or like someone who has a lot of sex. Because he's like canonically, he's horny 24/7.
Yes.
Like canonically, he's constantly thinking about sex.
Yes.
So every time they write him in the modern AU, he just becomes like a sex god who's like constantly on Tinder. And so the tag Long John fucks. Best one. It's so good. It's so good.
We need to come up with Scum Villain ones and Urha ones.
We do. I need to read more Scum Villain ones to compile a list.
Yes. And
eventually, the list of
Bing Liu Shen is my favorite Scum Villain.
That's a good one. That's its own tag.
Mama Sen Ching Cho is also good. It's Mama Cho. Because he just has babies. Sen Yuan doesn't have babies, but Sen Ching Chun always fucking gives birth somehow.
Something with the system is a good tag too, because like I don't know, like since I don't know.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
As we said 3 times.
Oh my god, things like that. So and then Urha, fuck, oh my god, there's so many there's so many.
Oh, just all the trigger warnings, really.
Yeah, there's just a lot of trigger warnings. Oh my god.
Anyways.
Okay, but yeah, so those are some merch that we're gonna have eventually. I would love to set up a website like a Shopify or something to
we're
put
gonna have
an
online store, absolutely, because
we
bought so much merch.
We also have other ideas for different kinds of merch, but we need to hire an artist to help us do it. So if you guys are an artist who listens to us and you want to come help us out, please DM us on Twitter so that we can talk about it. Yeah, because I have some stickers I would like to make. Cool. Okay, so that is all for Patreon. That is all for our merch.
I have no quote yet, so
she's gonna find a quote. If you guys don't already, please follow us on Twitter. I've been retweeting a ton of really good fan art on there. Oh my Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And there are some good fanfics retweeted as well.
Yeah. We've started to follow different fan fiction writers and retweeting their progress.
Oh my god.
It's so good.
I've been retweeting anytime I see a good fic, I just retweet them if they're on Twitter. But sometimes they're just only on Tumblr. I'm like, get on Twitter, please.
Yeah. Also, it makes me want to search for fics on Tumblr because I feel like not all of them upload to AO3. If you guys don't have an AO3 account, you really should get one. Start reading.
It takes a while for you to get approved. So like, do it soon.
Yeah, and then get the approval, and then go read some of these and save them and create your own bookmarks. Teehee.
I don't know if there's like a specifically
anything from Shi Qingxuan this episode is fucking hilarious.
You want to do Shi Qingxuan quote? What's the one where he's like, I would become a fucking gang member.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, cute. I found it. Okay. Let me underline this. And as Shi Qingxuan said proudly, But of course, I can call forth hundreds no matter where I go. And maybe in the future I can establish a gang or something. Fish up a gang leader title. Ha 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 ha.
Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Awesome. Let me stop the podcast recording. Woo!
Thanks, guys.
You follow Stella, so oh my god, Stella, sorry, not Stella. Kate, you follow my account on AO3. Do you read
my
what
bookmarks are all, oh my god, no one can know my bookmarks. No one can know my bookmarks.
Dude, my bookmarks and my descriptions are so messed up. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, like Bing Ling Shen smut with illustrations. Bing Ling Shen smut in a cave. Let's see. Funny. Top tier Bing Ling Shen comedy awkward horny fucker die.
That's great. Good shit. That's some good shit.
Oh my god, but yeah, my tags are Shen Qinghua almost dies from hypothermia while stuck in a blizzard with Moby Jung. Well, actually, that one's not as horny. Let me read all the horny ones. Binga kidnaps Sen Cho, eventual three-way marriage.
Eventual three-way marriage.
Yep. Yeah, dude, some of my comments for this are fucking hilarious. Okay,
most of my comments are just quotes that I like within the novel.
I need to start doing that, but the thing is I read on my phone, so it's really hard to like copy paste my favorite quote. All right, so here's the quote.
Well, what I do is I only read on my phone too. So I open a new tab of the fic and put the copy paste it onto a new tab.
Yeah, you just have to find it from like fucking forever ago. But I luckily
you just go to your, like, if I'm reading a fic right now and I find a quote as I'm reading, I open a new tab, go to my to read, open it up, and then post it into my bookmark.
So my problem is I don't think about the quote until like after. I'm like, oh, I need to bookmark this. Oh my god, where's my quote? So what I did, the only one that
do it like at the moment.
No, I don't do it at the moment. I need to start learning. It's like a new thought paradigm that I have to go through. But like the only one that I saved the quote on was because I copy and pasted the quote to you, and I was like, this quote's so fucking funny. So let me read it to chat. I mean, I feel like I've read this before, but I'm gonna read it to chat. It's from one called Stunted Starving Juvenility, whatever. Anyway, so it's a Modao Zushi one, Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Okay, so Lan-san, what are you thinking, huh? Lan Wangji sighed and suddenly raised his hands only to gently place them over Wei Wuxian's ears, as though to prevent him from hearing. Wang is not pregnant, he disclosed quite regretfully to the room. Jiang Chen violently chokes. Huh? Oh, I'm so sorry. Lan Chuanling looks devastated even with both eyes closed. It is okay, Lan Zhan says. Lan Wei Wuxian exclaims, deeply embarrassed, while Nai Huiseng howls from laughter and Jiang Chen stares into nothingness after having managed to not suffocate from his own spit. I fucking love this part of the fic. It's so cute. It was such a cute scene. They all go to go drink and get drunk and like whatever, and like the Lands are like, well, we never tried drinking before, and they're like, why don't you just try a sip? And they try to sip and each of them fucking descends into madness.
Love it.
It's so funny. It's such a good fic. Oh man, and I haven't even caught up yet. I think I'm like still on chapter like 13 or something. This fic is so long. It's 500,000 words. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so woo. I've been reading a lot of fics these past like 2 weeks. Like a lot.
So busy. I literally read like one chapter in the past week. It sucked. I've been just dying.
This is why I'm so glad I have like my phone read to me.
I can't have my phone read to me when I'm like typing up for the podcast though, because I can't like read and write at the same time.
Yeah.
But other times I'm just, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, yeah, I can't absorb information through an audiobook as much as I read the book itself, because I like to linger on things. I mean, I've said this so many times, but I like to linger on things that I like.
Yeah.
So I need the physical medium.
I realize what my problem is with reading. I skip forward and then skip back when I'm reading, and my knowledge and retention from that is really poor because of it. Because I'm not reading specific words. I'm reading like the section of words. So the like people read like this. Right? Up and down. I read up middle, back to number 2, back to number 4, 3, and then go back to 1. Like I read like this, and it's really weird. And I spend twice the amount of time reading than if I was like actually just listening to it. And I miss a lot of detail. I miss so much detail, and I think that's what happened with like reading Heaven Official's Blessing for me, is that I miss a lot of detail and now that we're doing the podcast, there's so much detail that I'm picking back up again because you're pointing it out to me.
Because I am recapping it for you.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm my next book that I'm reading is Thousand Autumns, and I'm gonna hope that my brain can figure out how to read it properly because I got the book. But if you have a PDF, please send it to me.
They didn't make an audio book of it?
Did they? That'd be great. Thousand Autumns audio book. Well, I mean, like you're talking about like a drama, audio drama?
No, like just for the translated version, like the English version, did they make an audiobook version?
No, none of them. None of them have. None of the Danmei novels have a audiobook yet.
Wow. Okay.
And I hope that 7 Seas hires audiobook people because I want to listen to it. I want to listen to all of them.
Actors.
Yeah. I mean, like there's the Japanese audio drama, there's Chinese audio drama. I don't know if there's a Korean audio drama, but it'd be nice if they did it.
So good. Oh my god.
I need it.
They're really good. They're all on YouTube, you guys.
Yeah, I just have to spend the time to watch them.
Yeah.
Meh. I know, 7 Seas, come on the double. Well, the way to support to make that happen is everyone just needs to start buying their books. Buying every single one of 7 Seas' books. And tweet at them. Yeah, 7 Seas Danmei. Like, buying all of their stuff. Like, yeah.
You're like, where's the audiobooks, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Where are they at?
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Me and Jenny are going to go record our bottom show now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you.